We started recording.
Yeah, I see it.
All right. Welcome to the first podcast
Yes, sir.
of We Have No Name. We're gonna need some sort of name down in the comments. Even if it's some stupid ass name, we're gonna need it. And
Nothing racist.
yeah, we don't need that. Yeah, we don't need no racism. But yeah, I'm Juan. I'm that dude with memes in Snapchat or in Twitter or whatever. And then this is my cousin Daniel.
So yeah, I'm Daniel. As you can see, I am a Patriots fan, but that's because I'm from Boston. So don't call me a bandwagon, because I
Yeah.
really. So I mean, yeah, pretty much that's
And
all.
I'm just a I'm just a humble diehard Texans fan over here.
No Texans jersey on right now. No, nothing.
I was thinking of putting one on, but I'm like, it was too early to put it on. I don't want to stand up right now.
Uh,
All right, so yeah, basically this podcast is gonna be like two sports fans talking about sports. We
Three.
initially did have three, but he has some circumstances. Hopefully he will join us for the next podcast. And yeah,
Oh yeah, it's a weekly thing. It's just every Monday, pretty
yep.
much.
Hopefully
Uh,
every Monday or Tuesday, depends how things roll along.
Mondays, yeah.
All right, bet.
Oh wait, before we talk about it, we gotta remind these people it's a sports podcast. In case you guys didn't already know, we're pretty much gonna be talking about the major sports. For right now, we're mostly probably gonna talk about the NFL because that's what we're most comfortable with. With that said, introduce the first topic.
All right, Patrick Mahomes' big ass contract and how it can affect the Chiefs' future.
So me personally, how I feel about the Mahomes contract, I mean, he got the bag, he got paid,
He
but it's like.
secured it.
But it's just like 10 years, anything can happen in 10 years, because you never know. Okay, like the Chiefs right now, yeah, they just came off winning the Super Bowl. They're gonna have a lot of guys next 2-3 years. They're gonna have a lot of guys that they're gonna want to get paid because in the next 2-3 years they're still gonna be one of the top teams in the league. That's the problem because with Mahomes' contract, it is so huge that their cap hit is going to be negatively impacted. And now let's give an example. What if he has like a career-threatening injury? I'm not wishing it upon him, but
God
you know,
forbid that. That's big talent right there.
but like if something like that happens, and like that really fucks up your cap space, and it's just gonna fuck everything up.
Yeah.
We know,
Me,
like, you never know. What if they fall off? What if he falls off? But yeah.
yeah. What's it called? Yeah, especially in the first 3 years, if something happens, the Chiefs could be screwed. Especially since I believe I heard something. I mean, I read something about the Chiefs contract working as in if something were to happen to him after the third or fourth year, they're eligible to cut him. But yeah, it's very, very risky Chiefs part. But Patrick Mahomes, he secured the bag. He,
You got it.
no point in not signing that. Well, for him at least. But Chiefs wise, there's a lot of incentives into the how do I put it? Incentives that Patrick Mahomes has to make the full bag. But cap space, it hurts the Chiefs a lot because they still have to pay Chris Jones, who's asking 20 million per year. I don't remember. I think 3 years. Um, they have a lot of who was it? McCall Hardman.
Yeah, McCall Hardman.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a contract extension needed. And
Oh,
then Juan Thornhill, Tyrann Mathieu. Those are other two that need to get paid.
yeah, they do.
But yeah, that's just my thoughts.
The thing is, it's just really gonna suck for them if and goes wrong. And like the other problem is, okay, what if players all of a sudden like they don't want to resign because they're not. maybe they don't have enough money to re-sign everybody that they actually need. And okay, let's be honest, the Chiefs don't have a good defense. They're known for having a pretty bad defense just about every year. Like, how far can you go with just an elite offense? Part of it, part of being a champion or, Super Bowl caliber team every year is you have to kind of balance it out.
Have a whole rounded team.
It has to be a whole rounded, and it's like, okay, and there's another problem. Maybe the locker room problems start to rise because, he just got paid hella money. Maybe other guys want hella money too. Maybe guys are going to threaten to sit out,
Especially with the Chris Jones situation going on.
Yeah. I mean, Chris Jones will probably get traded, but again, like, that's another key piece of your defense that you're losing if you do trade him. And what are you going to get back from him? Seeing how dumb some of the trades nowadays are.
Niggas in trouble. Niggas in trouble. You niggas in trouble. Niggas in trouble. You niggas in trouble. Niggas in trouble. You niggas in trouble. Niggas in trouble.
What? Wait for like a 3rd round pick and like a 6th, like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
So.
No, but yeah. And then considering Chris Jones is, I'd say the 2nd best defensive tackle in the league. He just so disruptive.
Yeah, he is.
But yeah. All right. Well, I think that was the Chiefs situation. You'll move on to the Redskins or top 10 QBs?
No, we can mention it. Yeah, sure. We can mention the Redskins a little bit. You can start off this one.
All right. So, in other not breaking news, we were supposed to act surprised or be very surprised about the name change that yesterday we were getting hyped about. But turns out they just said we're gonna take away the name until we find a new name, which is basically what they've been saying for the past couple of days. So yeah, that's kind of tough for the podcast, but we got NBA, we got a bunch of soccer leagues going on in the world, so we got plenty of news going there.
Yeah, we'll probably just save the Redskins for next week. Hopefully, they'll have a name by next week.
A good name, hopefully.
Good name. But right now, it's not much to talk about.
The red potatoes.
Maybe we can, talk about some ideas that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just I don't know. I don't really know what could it be called.
All right. Let's see. As far as I think it's moving too fast, or I don't know. How you feeling about it?
I don't know. I mean, how much we got on it right now?
I feel like we barely got 10 minutes.
You're like.
Actually, I'm not even recording.
Okay, that's how I know you're lying. That's a blooper. That's a blooper.
Nah, but yeah, you want to move on to the what's it called? Top 10 QBs. Some hot takes.
Top 10 QB. There's gonna be a couple hot takes. Well, I'm not sure how hot they are, but it's our opinion.
We're gonna get some death threats.
It's our opinion, so don't take it to the heart. Don't get butthurt, Cowboys fan.
Any other QB I don't choose.
But I mean, yeah, it's just it's gonna be our opinion, how we feel about it. And, we're basing it off last season going into this upcoming season.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not gonna be like, like it's not how talented the guy is. Pretty much based off his play, and then going into the new season, how his team is looking, his offense, what he can do.
Yep. Nicely said. All right, so do you want to start or me?
Well, okay. Do you want to do it like we both name our top, our 10 at the same time? Like I do number 10, you do number 10. Kind of go down.
Yeah, okay. They should do that.
All right. Quick. Okay. So those. Okay. I'll start it off. my 10th quarterback going into the 2020 to 2021 season.
Hey, I'm excited.
I'm not sure how surprising it would be because I feel like they were actually kind of underrated this year. But I think that for me, it's Kyler Murray. The reason why I say Kyler Murray is because last year, the Cardinals were okay. Obviously, the previous year they were bad. They were the worst team. Obviously, they had the number one pick. And then last year, the roster was still, iffy. They're still not a good roster. Kyler Murray did carry them to a couple good wins. I think he had a solid year as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
And look at this. He had 20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. However, you have to keep in mind the Cardinals had one of the worst offensive lines in the league last year.
Yes.
48 times.
I'm pretty sure it was the worst, right?
I think it was the worst, actually.
Damn.
You met as a rookie, and you're a mobile quarterback, so you gotta, trying to get out of the pocket every time. Obviously that's not gonna help your completion percentage. Hence why his percentage was only 64%, which, however, is actually not that bad because a lot of people would have thought that he would be high 50s.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually a nice pick because down the stretch of I think the last 5 games, he was playing very good.
He was playing well, and you add DeAndre Hopkins, who, in my opinion, is probably number 1 or number 2 as best wide receiver in the entire NFL.
Yes.
And
if not Hopkins, it'd be Julio.
Yeah, and they still have Larry Fitzgerald. He's gonna do his thing. Christian Kirk, who's an upcoming star, and out of the backfield they have Kenyon Drake, who last season was emerging.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I traded from Miami to Arizona, he started going off. So it's taking shape. Oh, they also drafted Josh Jones, that tackle out of Houston, which I really like. He's a really solid tackle. He's big. I think it'll be a key piece.
He'll bring stability to his side of the line.
Yeah, he will. So that's my number 10. It's Kyler Murray.
All right, I like that. All right, for my number 10, I got Brock. I'm messing with you. I got Josh Allen.
Okay.
All right, this dude. All right, the window is open for him to take the AFC East, ish. And I've been watching a little bit of his film. He does have a kind of ish of an arm, but mobile wise, he is so good. He could turn the tide of a game. And who was it? The rookie running back that he had this year.
Devin Singletary.
Yeah, that guy is gonna help him so much to spread that offense out. But Josh Allen, that was a last minute decision. I didn't really have anything prepared for him, but it's kind of a shitty explanation. But you gotta look at all the quarterbacks out here. There's elite, mediocre, and then there's bad. There's not much to decide, but Josh Allen is a good quarterback. He's it's gonna make a bunch of defenses go bad. Okay, that was a horrible explanation. But
I mean, he will be. I think he can become an elite quarterback.
Yeah.
But his arm, his accuracy just has to improve a bit.
Yeah, he has made some nice tight throws, but it's something that he can still work on to get better.
Yeah.
All right.
So at my number 9, I actually had Josh Allen at number 9.
Okay.
And the reason why I had Josh Allen here at 9 is I think he had a solid. He brought the Bills back to the playoffs. And although they choked it, Texans, I think he still had a solid game, and there were flashes of him this season. At the top of my head, I remember the Bills-Cowboys game on Thanksgiving, and I think he had a terrific game.
That was a really good game. I watched that one.
He really showed how talented he was in that game, and speaking about his his mobility. There was one play where he ran it like I think 15 or 20 yards, and he pretty much got a touchdown that kind of separated the game more, which really important. However, the reason why I still have him at 9 is because of his accuracy. Obviously the addition of Stephon Diggs. They got Cole Beasley, John Brown. They have a talented offense. It's just how is he gonna pan out? How accurate is he gonna be? And I was having Allen 10 and Murray 9, but I just think Allen has a tiny bit better offense and a tiny bit better coaching staff. So I decided
he's more stable, as to say. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention is he's a really tough guy. Like, he's a tough runner.
Oh yeah,
he will punch it in if he has to.
Yeah, he is not scared to attack anybody.
Yeah. All right, we're number 9, right?
Yeah, we're on number 9.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. This one is the one that a lot of people I don't think will agree if you watch sports. But for my number 9 going to the 2020 season, I got Ben Roethlisberger. Reason being is he got more fit. He's shown in the past that he could play very well, very high. He got more weapons this year with Juju. He has Deontay, James Conner. I believe the offensive line will be stable again. They had a few injuries this year. Mike Tomlin will keep doing his thing. Who was there's a third receiver that was cold as hell. James Washington, I think. No, I think that's, I don't know.
Washington. Yeah.
Yes, it was him, right?
Yeah.
All right. Then that defense, holy crap! I will stay on it that they are minimum the third best defense in this league. And when you really look at it, they had Mason Rudolph, and the Duck, which is the nickname they had with 2 quarterbacks. They had what? They almost made it to the playoffs, but it was mostly because of their defense. Now put in Ben Roethlisberger, they're good. They're set for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Almost competing with the Ravens, bringing back that old rivalry.
Yeah. I mean, as long as he can play at like a top 15 quarterback, I think they'll definitely make the playoffs. Yeah, solid pick. So my number 8 pick. Probably, I feel like people are gonna disagree with me, but my number 8 pick for the following season would have to be Dak Prescott. And the reason why I have him so low is because I just feel like there's a lot of games where, the Cowboys have so much potential. Like, they have obviously like a really talented defense, and their offense is really talented, along with the fact that they just added CeeDee Lamb in the draft. Their offensive line, sure, I think it was Travis Frederick that retired.
Mm-hmm.
They're still going to be one of the best offensive lines in the league. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
They have like so many options, Obviously, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb. You have Michael Gallup, and then you have that 1-2 punch with Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. The offense is, they're in prime position to be successful, but it's all on Dak Prescott because there was big games this year where he would choke. He wouldn't come. One game was against the Patriots, very low scoring game, and there was multiple chances for the Cowboys to take the lead, but he would just miss the throw or he would overthrow it, and in order for me to rank him higher, he would have to come up bigger. A lot of the times, also, there was a couple games where he would just stat pad. I think, especially
I agree on you with that.
Like against the Packers, they were getting their ass whooped, straight up whooped. And, they start making a comeback. I just believe the Packers weren't really trying anymore. And, obviously he was just getting stats like that. And, him, there's probably locker room problems already because, he's trying to get paid hella money. Does he deserve that money? I don't think so. But That's why for me, I have him at number 8.
Okay, okay. Funny you mentioned that. I might have not put him at 8.
Really?
Yeah. See, yeah, and that's a hard pill for Cowboys fans to swallow. But most of the good stats that he does have, it's just fourth quarter, third quarter. I mean, second half stats that he gets. Most of the time, they're already losing or they're already winning, and he just keeps stat padding and stuff.
Hmm.
You know, he what's that? He had a comeback stat. Yeah, he had the most from 2017. I want to say most comebacks. But
I'm not sure.
I look at these games and it's just like bad teams. When you come
Yeah.
back from a bad team, why were you losing in the first place?
Why are you losing in the first place?
But the reason I have him even in top 10 is because he got a new coach. He doesn't have what's his name? Clapping
Uh,
hands. Yeah, him. He was there. He was an ass coach. He was not aggressive. But with Mike McCarthy, the success he had with the Packers, along with Aaron Rodgers, I believe he could bring a winning culture over there, and Dak would turn into an elite quarterback again.
yeah, you could very well.
And like you mentioned before, all the weapons that he has right now, especially with
Yeah,
the O line, and the
yeah,
defense is pretty solid too.
they have a solid defense.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Oh, okay. So this is another. Okay, I think Cowboys fans are pretty much going to disagree with me any time of the day on this one. But for my number 7 QB going into the next season, I had Carson Wentz.
Okay. Okay.
I know Cowboys fans are going to hate the fact that I'm ranking Carson Wentz over Dak Prescott. But here's why I have Carson Wentz. Okay, a couple years ago, obviously, he was in the race for the MVP. And, to honestly speaking, I think he would have won the MVP had he not gotten injured.
Yeah. 100%.
And, okay, fast forward to this season, and I think he was still playing great. Obviously, the Eagles this year had an incredible amount of injuries,
Yeah.
like had such a depleted offense. And, looking at his stats, he had over 4,000 passing yards, had 27 touchdowns, and only 7 interceptions. Like, only 7 interceptions playing with, like, fourth-string wide receivers, fifth-string wide receivers. Obviously, Jeffrey was out. Aguilar was just dog shit.
Yeah. Dropping everything. I believe what's it called? They had this quarterback out of the University of Houston. He was in a practice squad. He was one of their receivers. He caught a touchdown against the Redskins.
You're right. You're right. I do remember that, too. And he brought them to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
This
Carried them.
like, sure, there was a couple games where maybe he could have came a big but another game against the Patriots. He made an incredible throw on fourth down. I mean, it's a blitz. The blitz is coming in, and he has 2 guys right in front of his face. Getting ready to tackle him. He throws on his back foot, and he still places it in there. I can't remember who the receiver. I believe it was Nelson Aguilar, and
Surprising.
it's in his hands, and he dropped it. Had he caught that shit, the Eagles would beat the Patriots. But he dropped it. And it really hurt, as a football fan, it really hurts to see because, Carson Wentz just made a great throw and his receiver let him down.
In general, yeah, it just sucks whenever you see just great talent. Things have great talent being wasted, not wasted, but like being affected by other things out of their control.
Yeah. And I just believe Carson Wentz can, he's gonna have another good season. There's no about it. He's gonna have another good season.
For number 7, I got Aaron Rodgers. So I don't know. Aaron Rodgers. Let's see. The first year I got into football because I didn't know like it basically existed was against Super Bowl 49, I believe, where the Seahawks played the Patriots. amazing game, by the way. And from there, I started watching some Packers game, and I just saw the greatness of Aaron Rodgers, and I just absolutely loved it. And I just have this weird ass feeling that this year, Aaron Rodgers is gonna have an amazing year. He still has Devontae Adams. He has Jimmy Graham, I believe. Uh, O line is pretty solid, especially with Begatari on the left side at
Yeah.
tackle. The new coach, eh, I, st- I don't trust the new coach, but Aaron Rodgers is just amazing. I still believe he has some magic left in him. He does. He can still throw the ball. He's still gunslinging that motherfucker. But I don't know. I just have this weird ass feeling that he's gonna have a good ass year. I'm just going off. I don't have my stats right now, but I'm just going off gut feeling right now.
You know, speaking of Aaron Rodgers, I actually decided to leave him out of my top 10.
For real?
Oh, yep. It's actually a little bit controversial, but I decided to leave Rodgers out of my top 10.
No, I don't blame you for it too, though.
I just feel like there's already some sort of locker room problem because they drafted Julian Love.
You're right. You're right.
And it's just like, yeah, like
But if you also think about it, it could be like a chip on his shoulder, cause
yeah, but
he could be out there like gunslinging, making all these touchdown passes, making a point that he's not leaving anytime soon.
they also had a really easy schedule this past year.
Oh yeah,
And we saw what happened against the 49ers.
yeah, but no, yeah. Last year they had an easy schedule. They got really lucky in the refs, but he didn't really have any motivation, as to say. But now he got that time clicking, ticking. If he doesn't show up, it's gonna the replacement's gonna be there.
It's just the whole off season. Everybody was like, okay, what are the Packers going to add to the offense? They didn't really add anything to the offense.
Yeah, I can
Okay,
imagine how mad he was.
yeah, it's super pissed. Like, okay, you never know what Devontae Adams goes down with an injury.
All right, you want to go with number 6?
Moving on with 6. Um,
Another hot take.
I'm not sure it's fake, but I feel like you'll probably think that I left him a little bit low.
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Just say it. It's a prediction, ranking, opinion, whatever.
Watson.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I mean, I love Deshaun Watson. He is a phenomenal quarterback. I mean, he is so talented. It's just fun to watch him, like, obviously, like, it sucks he's on the Texans because, I wouldn't want him to be on the Texans. But, it is fun to watch him. He always finds, he always has a great game. I know I love watching, Texans and Patriots because he always plays good against them. I don't know what it is, but he just plays awesome against it.
It's just the primetime stuff. You go off in those games.
He's a big time quarterback. He's a big moment quarterback, and that's what I like about him.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I have is I just don't trust the Texans enough to continue to, I think it's after this season or after the next season that he's gonna want to get paid, and I'm sure he's gonna want to resign. I mean, it's a talented wide receiving core, but it's like, can Will Fuller stay healthy? Can Brandon Cook stay healthy because he's become injury?
Very injury prone.
He feels is good. Like, time with Miami, the time that I saw him, yeah, he was a solid receiver. But it's like, what's there? Aging David Johnson, who's been injured. I can't remember if
Hold on.
do you guys still have Lamar Miller or I can't remember.
No. He's a free agent right now.
The fridge? Okay.
Sorry, you're cutting out my mic. It was messed up.
But yeah, like it's just I don't know how much I can trust that Texans offense. I don't know how much I can trust the offensive. I mean, the offensive line, it's just I don't. I feel like there's always have injuries, and something happens. It just like kills the momentum. Not to mention, you guys have one of the worst coaches in the league.
All right. So my number 6, I got Carson Wentz. I believe in him. He is poised to do something. Obviously win, but if Deshaun Jackson can stay healthy, um, Jalen Rigger is a very solid receiver. I'm pretty sure he will stay healthy. What's the other receiver? Was Alshon Jeffrey? If he could fix his hands, and supposedly the Eagles signed back Jason Peters, I think they'll be set. When Carson Wentz, you've seen him in 2017, he was doing very good, and even when he's been healthy, he's been doing pretty good for what he's had.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So if health is a stable thing maintaining through the Eagles, then yes, Carson Wentz will be minimum top 6 quarterback.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, being a Patriots fan is kind of say, but at number 5, I have Tom. I only have him at number 5 is because there was times last season where he just looked not energetic. It almost looked like he didn't want to play. There was some times where he wouldn't make, he just wouldn't make a good throw. Like there's multiple times where he would underthrow a ball or even overthrow. I understand the Patriots receiving for this really bad. Like it was, we had very low. Like our tight ends we had the worst tight ends in the whole league. But it's still Tom Brady. The Buccaneers, obviously, they have hella weapons now. Obviously Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. You add Gronk to it. Bruce Arians is a really good coach. I mean, we saw what he did. We saw that. The question is, is he gonna be, is his game gonna, elevate, or is he gonna slowly? He's completely finished this season really not good. Part of it because of his receivers. Part of it was his fault. Barely at a 60%.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see, but at the same time, it's also the first year Brady in that Buccaneers offense, and that's a big reason as to why I only have him at number 5.
All right. Me, I completely left him off the top 10.
Oh, really?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Simply because, and I've been saying this for a couple of years, age has caught up to him. And when I say a couple of years, I say since the last Super Bowl they won, because I've noticed that, like you said, he has gotten sluggish. I don't know if it was just so he could get out of New England, or which I really doubt. That's not what he is. But I really think age has caught up to him, and again, that O line is still iffy. The defense for the Buccaneers is very bad. Well, not very bad, but it's not good, and that will affect his performance overall. I just don't see him. I don't see him being a top 10 quarterback.
Well, I mean, I don't think the Buccaneers defense is particularly bad. I just feel like it was Jameis Winston that put them in a lot of bad positions. Obviously, 30 interceptions.
Oh yeah, Jameis Winston, Defensive Player of the Year.
Because their defense down the stretch was actually really solid, and they have some good names. So they have some pretty big names on their defense.
Yeah, they do front 7 wise though. Secondary is like very scary, and not even in a good way for them.
So, but yeah, who is your number 5 quarterback?
My number 5 quarterback, I had Drew Brees.
Okay.
Uh, Drew Brees still has the same offense, operating under the same head coach. Is
Yep.
a future Hall of Famer. Will continue to do what he has been doing
Oh
for the
yeah.
past couple of years. The thing is, all right, quarterback wise, he will do very good. Playoff wise, I do not believe in the Saints at all. Every year something will happen, and their fans will be bitching about it for years to come. Always have an excuse, bro. I mean, one of them was justified, but the other ones, nah. Um,
How do you lose to the Vikings twice?
yeah, imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, he will continue playing at a high level. He would just not win another ring, in my belief. Although it would be dope to see another ring for him, I just don't see it happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I can agree with that. Drew Brees at number 5. Yeah. He'll still play like a top 10, 5 quarterback in the league.
Yeah, minimum top 10. You know.
Yeah, but yeah, it really is just his playoff success recently has just been really bad.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right.
Easy.
Number 4. I'm really gonna get a lot of people pissed off with number 4. I'm looking at it right now.
Uh,
Woo.
4 was actually Drew Brees.
Oh snap! For real?
My number 4 was Drew Brees because yeah, I mean he's still gonna be like a really good quarterback, and obviously the Saints offense, is going nowhere, and his completion percentage again, it's gonna be high as hell. His rating is again, it's gonna be incredibly high. He still has Michael Thomas. He still has Alvin Kamara. His offensive line is there. Everything is set for him. And
Yeah. It's the
into
same offense year in year out for the past 3 years.
yeah, exactly. I can't remember. Did the Saints draft someone in the first round this year? I cannot remember.
Um, I believe it was a center in the late
Oh,
first round.
yeah. Okay. I think his name was Cesar Ruiz.
Caesar, yeah, that's who it was.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah.
remember he had like a Roman name or something.
Yeah. Just adding more to the offensive line. Everything is set for him, and going into next season, he'll bring this back to the playoffs.
Yeah. If there's gonna be like, sorry to cut you off. If there's gonna be one excuse for Drew Brees, it might be the defense secondary wise holding him back.
I mean, it's coming up.
It's
It's
going
a
up, but like it's not there yet.
Yeah. I mean, they have some good names. They have, Marshawn Lattimore, Malcolm Jenkins, who they signed in the offseason.
Yeah.
Uh, they have Marcus Williams, who's a young upcoming safety. The other safety that they drafted last year, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, he was becoming really good down the stretch. But yeah, just going into the next season, he's going to be a great quarterback again.
Yeah.
We'll just wait and see what he does in the playoffs. But that's my number 4.
All right, bet. My number 4. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, people, don't kill me. Don't send me
Oh,
death threats.
oh God.
And hey, just listen me out.
Oh, I have a feeling I know who you're gonna say.
The man, the myth, the legend, Lamar Jackson.
Oh, what?
All
I was not expecting that.
right,
Okay.
look. Lamar Jackson still gonna be a beast. He's still gonna be elite. He's still gonna play at a very high level. But I'm expecting a drop off in his production or efficiency overall, like running game or passing. Um, Basically because teams have a whole year's worth of film ready just to watch. Cause coming in last year they didn't know what to expect. Like obviously he was gonna be a running quarterback, but like
Yeah.
they didn't know what to do, what plays, how it was gonna be run. Now they do know because all they had for last year was the college stuff. Well, obviously, you can't use college stuff here. It's way different.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have a whole year's worth of this. Madden curse, a little thingy over there. Patrick Mahomes beat that, and then I just don't know. His playoff success. One of the games I do blame it on him, which was his first game against the Chargers. The second game, I felt like he did go off, but his team let him down,
He did
and
his job.
the coach really panicked really early and started passing a lot, really
Yeah.
early.
Oh
But
yeah.
I don't know. He is gonna play a very high level, but I just don't see him going back to what he did last year. If y'all understand.
Well, I think the reason why you would say that is because of the fact that I mean, come on now, like he was insane this season. Like his
Yeah.
numbers incredibly insane. Obviously, I don't think he's gonna get. Maybe he can get again 1,000 rushing yards. I don't think he'll get it. He'll probably be in like that 700, 800 range for this year.
Yeah.
But obviously, yeah, like his numbers are gonna dip because this head was just insane.
And then the other thing is you got to consider how long can Lamar keep running and getting hit, or well, he does slide, but eventually he's gonna get hit. God forbid he gets injured because he's a phenomenal athlete.
Yeah, fun to watch.
Yeah, very fun. Even if it's against my team getting wrecked.
And they have the weapon. They have the pieces on offense
Yeah,
to do.
and Lamar Jackson proved me wrong last year. I doubted his arm, and he proved me wrong.
Yeah, he definitely made some really good throws over the course of the season.
Hmm.
But again, yeah, it is just those kind of just like a big time game. Didn't they lose to the Chiefs again this year?
I believe so. It was a one score game.
Yeah, like that's a game. Overall the Ravens are a better team, and they still lost.
Yeah.
So he just has to. He's just gonna have to learn to come up in big moments. But yeah,
Yeah. All right. That wraps it up for number 4. Who you got
Speaking
number 3?
of Lamar Jackson, he is my number 3 quarterback.
Okay.
But, I just again speaking, he's gonna be good. I have a feeling that this year maybe the Ravens decide, okay, let's pass the ball a little bit more. Obviously, not to stay the same and just run the ball. And that's why I'm saying, like, his running numbers, his rushing stats, they're going to be in that 700 to 800 range. I think
Hmm.
he can get close to 4,000 passing yards. It just depends, like, how well his receivers played. Obviously, like, Hollywood Brown, he played well. Willie Snead is another good option. Oh, their group of tight ends. So let's not forget about that. They
Yeah.
have Mark Andrews and Nick Boyle, and they traded someone away. I forget his
Hayden
name.
Hurst.
Hurst, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
they
like that.
signed Oh no, that was the Brown. Never mind. My bad.
Yeah, no, like they have the weapons. I think he'll be definitely again probably in the MVP race again. I don't think he's gonna win it, but he'll be in the race again if
Yeah.
he stays.
Yeah. All right. All right. All right. Number 3. I got Russell Wilson.
Ooh,
That should be no question right there. That man brings consistency, consistency, consistency. Every year in, year out, that man is elite no matter the circumstances of the O line or a receiver, certain receiver on weed or something, or that's in a few games. But yeah, he just brings consistent. That's what I like about him. He's consistent as hell. He will always be elite, and he's a really big leader for the team.
yeah,
And then you bring a young group of guys in there like to inspire like who was it? Shaquille Griffin, DK Metcalf, those three running back trio they got going on. The whole line, he's not gonna talk smack about them. He's gonna inspire them, even though they're somewhere in the mid.
yeah. They're not that good.
Yeah. And then he has some incredible throws.
Oh yeah, for sure. He always makes a big play.
Yeah.
And again, speaking of Russell Wilson, he's my number 2.
Holy crap.
Why I have him at number 2 is, again, all the points you made, and going into the next season, obviously, that running back trio is going to be good.
Yeah.
You know, I think this upcoming year, DK Metcalf he's ready for he's gonna have a big year. I think he's gonna have a huge year. He's gonna really establish himself as a number 1 wide receiver. And
yeah.
like, let's not forget Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett is a great receiver. He has speed. He's pretty much been Russell Wilson's security. The ball. So it's a really talented offense. Also, I can't remember who their tight end is. Jacob Hollister.
That's what it was. I don't remember him by pants or something.
But Jacob Hollister really emerged as a starting tight end. I mean, he got traded from the Patriots, actually, and he emerged himself as a starting tight end, which is good. And it's just Russell Wilson. Like, you hear Russell Wilson, it's like, yeah, he's gonna be great.
Yeah, he elevates just the whole team.
Yeah, he does. I think one of the big wins that he had this year was when he beat the 49ers. They were undefeated at that time, and he carried that team.
That
beat
game
them
was amazing.
Yeah, it was a really good game. I loved watching that game.
All right.
My number 2.
Guard from number 2. All right. My boy Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
Listen. I'm biased, but I also got something going. All right. So in the years past, Deshaun Watson his only security blanket has been DeAndre Hopkins. Wolf Fuller is in and out, injured over everything. They just got Kenny Stills last year, who, holy crap, was amazing. He had a bunch of touchdowns with him, a bunch of receptions too. Who was it? Kiki Kuti. Holy crap, that dude is inconsistent as hell. But now Bill O'Brien has gone Brandon Cooks, Randall Cobb. He has Kenny Stills in, Wolf Fuller. This team is overall way faster. He has David Johnson, who's a receiving back. He has the other D Johnson, who is really good at running the ball and very, very good at receiving the ball. Overall, this team is offensively, this team is flexible as hell. And then put Deshaun Watson in there. But that the very problem is health. If in my mind, this Texans offense will be top 3 if everyone can stay healthy. But if Brandon Cooks gets a concussion or Will Fuller gets injured again, this offense is gonna derail and going back to like top maybe 12.
Okay, I can see that happening here.
And then defensively, we got new head coach Jacob Martin, who's been top 20 pass rusher for I think the last 2 seasons. JJ Watt's coming back healthy. Rumors of Clowney coming back, hopefully, because I bought a jersey of his and it only lasts like 2 years. Secondary, I'm actually hyped up for it. Fucking Weaver has had success with mixing up blitzes and confusing the offenses. So I'm hopeful for the defense, but it can be a very big liability if it doesn't work out, and it will affect the offense. So I don't know if y'all see my logic in it, but y'all can call me crazy, biased. I don't care.
I can see it.
It's a very flexible and fast as hell receiving core and offense.
Oh yeah, Will Fuller and Brandon Cooks have insane speed.
Yes. I mean, even if y'all don't believe me, y'all could just look at us against Atlanta. The difference that makes when Will Fuller is playing, and then look at another game when he's injured, how slow the offense gets and how unproductive it is. Big difference. All right, you want to go to number one?
I think we have the same guy at number one.
Oh yeah.
I
Hey, man,
think
big paycheck.
everybody same guy at number one. But yeah, number one quarterback on next season is Patrick Mahomes. Come on.
Yes, sir. You already know, Patty Mahomes, the man.
There's no doubt about it. He is amazing. That Chiefs thing.
Phenomenal.
He's just he's coming off of a Super Bowl win. He got Super Bowl MVP as well. I think for me, he's gonna win league MVP this coming year. I think he's gonna do it again. We obviously know about his arm strength. His accuracy is insane. The throws that he makes, I mean, come on, like
It's just incredible. Like
you can't even.
you could have him trapped, but I remember this one play where I think it was against the Titans. They had the linebacker, defensive tackle, and an end all over him, and all he did was jump and throw that hoe, and it was a first down.
Exactly. Like, come on. Like, you literally can't even do that in Madden. Like, you literally cannot.
See, Patrick Mahomes is just incredible, and at least for the first 4 years, I'll say the Chiefs win at least one Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think another one.
Mentioning the contract,
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure they'll be set for the first 4 years.
Yeah, and speaking of Mahomes, this morning they announced that he's part of the Madden 99 club. So already he's off to a great start. He has all this. He's gonna have extreme confidence plus that new contract. Yeah, he's for a big.
Yeah. It's gonna. Now think about it. I have Deshaun and Patrick in 2-1. Those two quarterbacks are gonna face off for the very first game of the regular season for Sunday night. So it should be a bunch of fireworks, especially since everyone's gonna be healthy.
It would be Thursday night football, right? Yeah, the very first game of the season.
Yeah.
It should be. Yeah, that should be very interesting to see.
Yeah. Damn. So I think that's it for the podcast.
Oh, before we end it, I kind of wanted to mention someone that I left out of my top 10, which was Cam Newton. I was thinking about it. I was really thinking about it, but I just don't know. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure he's going to be able to catch on to that Patriots mentality yet. And I'm not even sure if Bill Belichick is going to start him to begin the season. He might just shock everybody and start Jarrett Stidham week 1.
Yeah, I was thinking about it too. I feel you on that, but I just don't know.
Yeah,
he hasn't played for a bit, and I'm very sure that the Panthers and the Patriots played very different schemes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then the personality mix.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yep. All right, so yeah, I think that's it, right?
I think that is it
All right.
for number 1.
All right. If y'all made it to all the way through the podcast, first of all, thank you.
Thank you.
Share, like this. If y'all want to see more, and stay tuned because we're gonna have Jaime pull over. He's a Seahawks fan, and things are gonna get interesting. Hopefully, we get more news to talk about in sports world.
Don't forget to comment down some names for our podcast. We still need some. Need a name.
We need some sort of name, guys, because I can't name it something podcast.
At least just give us some ideas.
Like no dumb stuff.
Yeah. Cause fuck that.
Yep. No, we're trying to make this podcast real good. All right. If y'all got more ideas down, like for the top 20 top something ranking positions. I don't know. Just drop it down below, share, like, comment the names or whatever, and I think this is it. All right.
Everybody, have a great day, everybody.
All right.